Welcome back to CBC Connect. I'm Matt Malone, Vice President and Marketing Director at Commercial Banking Company, and today we're diving into digital banking, how tools like mobile apps and online banking are making life easier, and how CBC Bank protects your money behind the scenes. If you've ever wondered what's really possible from your pocket, this one's for you. And I am joined today by Brooke Franks. Brooke is one of our staples at CBC Bank at our main branch over on North Valdosta Road. We've told you before that we've got 5 branches at CBC Bank, one in Tifton, one in Moultrie, one in Hayhira, and then we've also got a branch on Baytree Road, which is great in close proximity to Valdosta State University, over near the Remerton area. And then, of course, our main branch here on North Valdosta Road, which is where we're recording from each time we bring this podcast. And this is our 3rd episode of CBC Connect. We appreciate you listening in. We're looking to impart some practical knowledge about different banking topics. And again, Brooke Franks is joining us today. Brooke, thanks for joining us on the show today.
It's my pleasure.
Tell us a little bit about your role here at CBC Bank and maybe how long you've been here. I don't want to age you in any kind of way, but if you could tell us a little bit about your background with CBC.
I've been here for 21 years. Started on the teller line, had my kids on the teller line, was able to, be flexible. That the bank worked with me on that. And then when it was time to progress, we just started moving up and learning new things. And my current role is branch administrator, which means that I try to keep a consistency with all 5 of our branches where the front line is concerned. We want our customers to have the same experience from the Hayhire office all the way to the Tifton office. I serve as the branch manager here at main office, which is great. I really enjoy the customer interaction, and being here as long as I have, it's great because some of our customers have also been here that long or longer, and we
followed you around.
We have a great family relationship
Sure.
with that, and it helps be in community. They come in and they know who they're going to deal with.
I think it's so cool that you brought that up and talked about that, because we spent time in the first couple episodes almost kind of selling, hey, we're here for the community, we're here for customer service and all that kind of stuff. But the first thing that comes out of your mouth, just based on your experience and without me even having to prompt that, is you talking about that customer service experience and how important it is for us at CBC Bank. And I know it's a big part of your day-to-day basis. And that's part of the reason why I wanted you to be a part of this episode about digital banking, because I know that you, on a day-to-day basis, for better or worse, get an opportunity to talk to customers about their digital banking experience and mobile banking with the app and things like that. Let's just dive in. We want to try and keep this somewhat short if we can. Again, the goal with CBC Connect is to bring some practical knowledge in a very small capsule so that someone can spend 10 or 15 minutes listening, maybe they're on their way into work, and come away with some knowledge about whatever topic that we're talking about that day. I wanted to ask you how digital banking has changed the way customers interact with CBC Bank.
No more velvet ropes in the lobby. We miss seeing our customers because of the technology, but we feel like they don't miss seeing us quite as much because they get to do things on the move.
Absolutely.
Digital banking has changed just about every department. Let's see, with the mobile app, you can make deposits instead of having to come to the bank. You can pay your bills instead of having to mail checks, or you can make external transfers from bank across the street to CBC or vice versa without having to come in and make that physical deposit. You can dispute debit card transactions, ACH transactions, change your address. Everything can be done digitally, and it has lowered our volume as far as foot traffic goes, but it hasn't changed the fact that we're still touching all of those things because we are a community. And our CSRs work a lot harder on the remote side with our customers than they used to, instead of it being face-to-face, even though we still enjoy those face-to-face interactions too.
Well, we want people to understand as well that just because you're utilizing these digital banking tools, mobile banking, just because you may not be coming into the lobby as much, we're still here. We're still 100% available whenever you need us to help guide you through those. And I know that's something that you guys, like you said, do on a day-to-day basis, just walking people through, tasks that they want to accomplish, and inevitably some challenges that they may run into, that we can help walk them through. And the door remains open, so to speak, in our experience, to help customers. And that's something that we're proud of. Tell me about how CBC Bank, let me take a step back here. I know one thing when it comes to customers, especially ones who have grown accustomed to that traditional walking into the lobby and having that face-to-face interaction, which is still available, by the way.
And we enjoy it. And we love our customers.
Absolutely. That being said, for someone who might realize, hey, digital banking and mobile banking might be a really useful tool for me if I want to kind of move into that territory. But a concern, rightfully so, that someone might have is about, their data and their just fraud and things like that, and opening doors to that kind of thing. Tell us about how CBC Bank protects customer data and helps to prevent fraud in that digital space.
Okay, I'm going to say it again. I love that we're a community bank.
Yes.
And this is one of the reasons we're better than the big banks.
Here we go.
The big banks, most of their digital banking is auto-approved. CBC, once again, we touch everything. Mm-hmm. Our approval process is night and day. It's the human factor. Customers cannot set up an external transfer connection without our eyes being laid on that request, and then a follow-up personal phone call to our customer to verify, yes, this is our customer asking for this connection, which is astonishingly a huge area of fraud, external transfers. So because of that, you can trust that the bank has your best interest, because we're going to call you. We're going to make sure you actually requested that external transfer. Mobile deposits, same thing. The mobile deposits are reviewed manually and approved. Mobile deposits also have a lot of fraud associated with them. As a bank, we've dealt with mobile deposit fraud for 2 years now, at least, with mobile deposits being made at the big banks that are auto-approved, mm-hmm. and then we have to pick up the pieces on our end. So that's what we're doing to help our customers against fraud. That's one way.
I know there are countless examples of...
We have so many, yeah.
Of us having reached out to a customer as opposed to the customer reaching out to us, because there's some kind of, hey, you might want to take a look at this,
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
And that, again, that's another way that we're different from that big impersonal bank, and how we're using it to protect you and your account.
If that doesn't give you peace of mind, I don't know what does. Thank you, Brooke. Let's talk about customers who might be hesitant about going in, utilizing mobile banking or online banking. What's something that you would say to them to help get them started, maybe why they might want to consider it?
Well, first, I would commend them on their caution, because we need to be cautious in today. Like it's imperative. You have to be careful and wary of the fraudsters.
Yeah, we don't want people just thinking, hey, everything's taken care of. No,
That's
you
right.
have to be diligent.
That's right. Technology and fraud are real together. But then I would remind them that you can take necessary steps to prevent the fraud that worries you. Things like keep your credentials to online banking absolutely secure. Don't ever share them. Don't save them on your computer. We have ways to give you confidence when you log in with our multi-factor authentication, and that's a fancy word of saying it takes more than a username and password to log in. Our mobile app has biometric capabilities, so you can secure it even further with your face or thumbprint. And I've gotten some pushback a little from our older generation with that. They don't feel like it's safe, but you're the one holding your mobile device, so it is very safe. And it's very convenient, because you're not having to key in your credentials every time, which can lead to being locked out, and it's a time saver, convenience, and everything. So
great. I think we're about done. It's hard to believe. It goes fast. We could talk about this stuff all day. We're going to talk about, I wanted to let everybody know in future episodes, we're going to be talking about a lot of different things, whether it comes to mortgages and home lending and fraud. May have you back for that one. I know that's a big subject right now, unfortunately, but it just is the way it is. We're going to talk about community service in future episodes. Obviously, you've heard us say in previous episodes about how important our community engagement is, whether it comes to customers like Brooke talked about today, or whether it comes to nonprofit organizations. We have a charity of the month that we do to support local nonprofits, and we're going to touch on some of those things in future episodes, and we'll have different guests. More often than not, it'll be some of our folks who work here at CBC Bank, like Brooke and like Andy, who was in our previous episode, and of course, Ryan, who helped us introduce the CBC Connect podcast. But we're going to have a lot of our employees that many of you have grown to know and love. And if you haven't, you'll get an opportunity to meet them. But we also might have some of our community folks, maybe even, some of our customers in future episodes to just talk about some of their experiences and why they've been able to have a great experience at CBC. So we're looking forward to all those different things. But again, Brooke, thank you so much for joining us today. Appreciate your knowledge, your 21 years worth of important knowledge that you were able to bring to us. And we appreciate you being on the show. And we want to thank everybody for listening to CBC Connect. This is your connection to smarter banking and a stronger community. If you found today's episode helpful, be sure to follow, like, or subscribe so you don't miss what's next. If you're ready to open an account, explore loan options, or get one-on-one advice, stop by your local CBC branches on Baytree Road, North Valdosta Road, Hayhira, Moultrie, or Tifton. You can also find us at My CBC Bank on Facebook and Instagram, or visit us online anytime at www.cbcbank.com. Thanks for listening. Keep building what matters, and we'll remain committed to you, our customer, our community.